But we start this half hour asking questions tonight about the most dangerous time of the year for one, respiratory disease. The third week of September is the worst time of the year for those who suffer from asthma. Several pollutants are in the air, and those can trigger severe attacks. Joining me now is Heather Branham, advanced practical registered nurse with Premier Health. Thank you so much for joining us, Heather.
Thank you.
You know, this time of year, as well as spring, everybody's always talking about allergies. What makes this time of year, what factors are in the air, Heather, that makes it worse than the spring?
This time of year, being the fall, we have a lot of the ragweed and the mold that are typically high. And we see this a lot more starting in mid-August, and it can go all the way through the end of October.
All right, so who is most at risk whenever we get to this time of year?
Well, everybody is kind of at risk because we all can be susceptible to allergens. But people who have chronic lung diseases such as asthma or COPD can be especially at risk, and those who are immunocompromised.
All right, so how can those who have those issues this time of year, or even the spring, Heather, what can they do to improve their breathing, have better outcomes?
Well, the very first thing you can do is try to avoid your allergens. And the way to do that would be to keep your windows and doors shut. If you're going to spend an extended period of time outside, after you come back in, take a shower, wash your hair, change your clothes, treat your allergies with over-the-counter medications if indicated, and see your provider if things are just really not getting any better.
You know, Heather, it's such a beautiful time of year, and people want to get outside and enjoy the great outdoors. We have those nice, crisp evenings. They're great for walks and things like that. What's your advice to people still trying to be able to get outside, enjoy life, enjoy nature?
Yeah, that's a hard one. This is why those allergens are really high, because we do have those cool mornings, the cool evenings, and then we have those warm times during the day. I'd say if you can tolerate it, do it, because it is a wonderful time of year to be outside. But if you can't, then you just really need to treat those symptoms.
All right, let's talk about the Dayton area, expanded a little bit to the Miami Valley as well. Heather, how does this area compare to other areas in terms of asthma?
Yeah. And in terms of asthma, we do experience quite a bit of it in the area, but the levels of pollen are particularly high right now. We're in the moderate category, and it seems like the further north you go, the higher those quantities are, and further south, they're not getting quite as high of levels.
All right, let's try to get this better for everybody, Heather. Then, what time of year, when can people expect this to get better so they can go outside and they don't struggle as much?
So if they're wanting to go outside and the allergens are really a problem, after the fall frost happens is when they're going to see that those allergen levels come down. So they might be able to experience the outdoors much better later in the fall.
All right, get outside, enjoy Mother Nature, and breathe a little bit easier, both figuratively and literally. Heather Branham, the advanced practical registered nurse with Premier Health. Heather, thank you so much for joining us, breaking down the struggles that so many people are dealing with this time of year.
Yes, thank you for having me.